So this is how you can inspect the raster beam. So I think this is the default view in C64Debugger, and then you can see some of the was actually being executed here, and then you see the memory here when you click, and then you can actually scroll or use the mouse wheel to actually see what's in the memory. So you probably know that. But then the interesting part is when you press Command Shift F5, it gets you into this view, which is far more interesting. So you actually see that's what's visible on the screen, but this particular one actually has got that raster beam debugger. So basically, if you start moving this cross hair here, you will see top of the screen, right corner here, you can see which raster line the crosshair is, and then you see the VC next to it here. That's the cycle that's being executed. So you see this is the debug area here. So it goes from 0 VC, and then you go to the beginning of the screen cycle. You get 10, and then you go to this where it's like 38, 39. So this is the typical for opening side border, for example. And also notice, like when I inspect it here, I can actually see which code gets executed. So let's say I just click here, and then I can use cursor keys to actually jump up and down and left and right. So in this code, you actually see this is the line doubling trick. So you have to trick VIC or VIC to repeat that first line of text by tricking it to not fetch the new character or screen RAM. So basically, what you do somewhere around here, and I'll try to catch that place exactly with my cursor keys. So you see, this is the code being executed, but at some point, probably in this next line, let's see here, nothing happens until the interrupt hits. So I think the interrupt hits. You can actually even turn the bad line here, so you actually see where the bad line is. Yeah, so I'm actually a bit too low already. So this is the bad line. So maybe I'll try to move a bit up here, and then I'll try moving here along this edge. Yeah, nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens here. Oh, because I'm in the same line, am I? No. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's a code here. So let's just move back a bit where the interrupt actually starts. Because I think I'm using some sort of routine where the interrupts are stabilized using a timer routine. I don't really know how it works exactly, but basically you get a stable raster with some timers, and then this is where the interrupt gets in. So this is the RQ handler. So then you get the you push on the stack, and then you do something with the timer, but that's not really concern us. But then you go some delayed instructions here, but then you get to you compare the raster, and then basically I'm comparing if that's the last line or not. But the interesting part starts here when I actually go down to, yes, so you see here, and this is the delay now being executed. So you actually see as far as I go this line, it goes between DEX and BNE, so it kind of executes this delay loop until we go to cycle. You can observe that value now until we go to cycle. Let's see a bit more. Yeah, here. So actually we go to cycle 3E. Boom. And now this rise to D011 actually starts exactly in the 3F raster line, which should be a bad line. Exactly it is. And then I store a value for D011, and then immediately after I start changing the line of the border. So you could probably see the border is then becoming lighter here. So if I continue this, let's see. Yeah, I'll change now, and then we go again delay, and then the end of the line, and exactly here, and there's a command cycles as well. So that store to D011 here is actually shown here. So when I increase it, then you see the third cycle of the fourth cycle of D011 gets actually here, which is line 36. So I'm exactly, this is where the magic happens to actually duplicate these lines. And then I increase the border color, and now when it happens, yeah, that's the fourth cycle, or sixth actually. Oh, because I'm doing incremental, yeah. So it actually has 6 cycles. So you actually see here, the 6th cycle, it turns it back to dark orange. And then you get the RQ exit, which takes back from the stack and push it to the registers, and then that's coming out on the interrupt. So then there's nothing happens until the next bad line, when I then store these values, and then the duplicate is done. So this kind of gives you a really good way, also for inspecting sprites and things. It gives you a really very clear way of understanding where actually your commands are executed in which exact cycle, and it makes it very trivial to find if it's something is too early or too late.